Hello, today we've got a video tutorial for Time Out of Mind by Steely. It's quite an easy tune to play on piano actually, with only a few chords in each section. The key is in A major, so we'll start straight away. The left hand just octave A's there, so this is A1 on the keyboard, and A2. And then the right hand is based on a G chord, so it's G over A essentially, with this added E as well. So G is in first inversion, and as I say, I've got this E in there as well. Okay, and the second chord, if you keep these two middle fingers where they are, and the thumb moves down to the A and the fourth finger onto the F sharp, so that we've got a D over A with an added ninth. So again, the first, second, and then the third chord is an A major 9, which is comprised again of the octave A's, the major 7th, the 9th, the 3rd and the 5th. So G sharp, B, C sharp and E. So all together. Okay, so it might take a little bit of getting used to moving around these chords if you're not used to playing dense voicings. What's important then with this is your dynamics and your rhythm. So when you move between the first two chords, the first chord should be quite strong. The second chord less so. And then your third chord is a little bit stronger and staccato. So the first two are legato into each other, they move smoothly between each other. And then a gap before this staccato, A major 9. So that part there is quite important. So again, strong, not so strong, quite strong and short. Okay, so I'll run through that a few times so you can get the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, after that, you just go back a little bit, and we've got this chord here. We've got another G over A. And we've also got the A in there as well. It's up to you. You can play 1, 2, 3 and 5, or sometimes it's nice just to put the thumb across the 1 and the 2. It's up to you. So, in context with the others. Okay, as I say, quite simple. Now, as I said, the rhythm is very important. So, because we're playing by ourselves on the piano, we haven't got the benefit of having the rest of the band, the drums in particular, with us. We want to emulate some of the effect of the drums and the bass, etc. within what we play. So I'll play a little bit of how I do it between the two hands and see if you can pick up on the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there, essentially it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. So any rhythm around that will work quite well. Keep it quite staccato and quite light, and that'll be fine. But just remember that you can use any of the notes in the chords that you're playing to create that rhythm. So as I'm playing it, if I play it slowly. Speed back up. Okay, now the only thing we haven't done yet, of course, is that final chord. Okay, so you hear the quite distinctive sound of a sixth chord in there. There's your sixth, we've got the ninth as well. Okay, so just running up from the bottom then, we've got root, ninth or second, third, fifth, sixth, and octave. So that just fits on the end quite nicely. Okay, so that covers the whole of the first section. Okay, for the second part, where the lyric changes to Tonight When I Chase the Dragon, we'll start with the left hand first. If you place it on A2 and just descend down right the way to the D. Okay, the first chord is A minor 7, so we've got the A, E, G, A and C. Second chord is just a G major 7, so G, D, F sharp and B. Okay, now an F sharp minor 7, which is spread like this. So the F sharp, the A, C sharp, E and A. Okay, now what I like to do here for the next chord, I'm going to be an E minor 9. If you can make the stretch, it's quite a good idea to do the ninth with the left hand. So you've got root, ninth, the F sharp. Okay, so that when we get down to the chord, you can make a really nice dense sounding chord. Okay, so we complete the minor ninth here with the B, the D and the G. And again, when we step down here, just got a D ninth chord, so root, the ninth, the fifth, the C sharp here, E and F sharp. Okay, so I'll run through those. Okay, so it's your choice if you want to fill in as I'm doing with the left hand. Okay, you can do that too. So I'm just doing the 7th there, the major 7th, the 7th, and then as we said the 9th and the 9th. It sounds really strange by itself, but in context. Okay. So that section is a little bit tricky to get your hand around probably, if you're not used to large voicings, and if you can't stretch here, it doesn't really matter, you can just play octaves like this. Okay, it doesn't matter too much, it just gives it that extra something in the middle, because again, we're not just playing the piano part, we're emulating the entire band with our playing. So listen to the rhythm with this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, the difference between legato and staccato notes is quite important to get the right feel. If you play them all equally, it won't sound the same. So listen now to which one's a legato and which one's a staccato. Okay. Now we've got two new chords here, which are quite large chords. Okay. So we've got two stretches there which are more than octave. We've got that ninth, the same one there, and we've also got G to A, because Donald Fagen, he creates very, very dense chords, and that's quite key to creating the right sound for Steely Dan's music. So we've got that. And and there again we've got a ninth, so we've got a D ninth. Okay, so obviously as well, using the pedal is really important, sustain pedal to tie you. You can make it without the pedal, but you can smooth it with the sustain pedal, just so you don't get any gaps that you don't want. So we'll run through that entire section again. Okay, for the final section, we've got 3 chords to lead in. I'll just play it first so you can hear what it is. Okay, so quite simple. You've got an A major 9 there. We're starting on the 3rd and the C sharp. The B minor 7th, and A major 7th, and back up. Being careful there, I've got all the notes, so C sharp, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B, E, down to the B minor 7, B, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A and D, and then down to the A major 7 there, so A, G sharp, C sharp, E, G sharp and C sharp, and back up. Now, this next section is a little bit more complex, but there's some really nice chords in there, so it should be quite good fun to learn. So we go down to the A, and we've got an A major 9 chord there. Okay, just in case you can't see, G sharp, B, C sharp and E. And then we're up to the D after that, but I'm just going to play through the section quickly so you can hear what it sounds like again. Remind yourself. Okay, so A major 9 onto a D major 7. Or D major 9 actually. So the A, C sharp, E and F sharp. Then we've got a passing chord here, which is kind of half of a C sharp minor 7. Okay, so just the C sharps, B and E. Okay, so and then B minor 7. So A, D and F sharp. Play that again. Now this time we're going to go up and we're going to have an E7 with a flat 9. So the 9th being the F sharp. And we're going to flatten that to the F natural. So quite a strange sounding chord by itself. But in context it's nice. And then from there up to an F sharp minor 7. A simple one, F sharp, A, C sharp, E and A. So let's just play through to that point. Okay. So it might be worth your while just getting used to those shapes with the hand, because they're quite strange, and especially when it comes to the flat 9 chord. If you're not used to playing those chords, it can be quite counterintuitive to play an E and an F together, because it sounds so discordant by itself, but it does resolve straight away onto the F sharp minor 7. Okay, so once more. Okay. Now, with this part we're emulating the bass to make it more interesting, the bass guitar, but we'll come to that later. Okay, so first time around now, we go to a B minor 7, pass through a C, and then here we're kind of like on a suspended, I suppose you could call it, over C sharp. Okay, so let's run through from the beginning of the section to there. C major 9 there we've got. So C, B, E and G. Alright, we'll just keep placing these on because there's quite a few chords, so again. And then ending with an F major 9. Or if you like, C over F. Then before we do the repeat, I've got one more chord here, which is D over E is the easiest way to think about it. And again, I'm going to put that ninth stress if you can manage it. Okay. So all together. So listen to the rhythm of that now this time. Okay, now second time round is almost identical. But when we get to the E, with the flat 9, we just stretch it up so that the 7th lands on top. And then keeping that kind of register for the F sharp minor 7. Okay, so alright. Now we've got a B 7 flat 9. So B's and D sharp, F sharp, A and C natural. So keep that C natural there. We've got an E7 augmented. So 2 E's, the D, the G sharp and the augmentation there, which becomes a C natural. Okay. So again. Land on an A. Before that we've got one passing note at the C sharp and land just on a nice A chord. Okay, so and again same as one before. Okay, so obviously this section might take a little bit more getting used to, just because there are more chords and more moving around, but it's really not so difficult. Just practice it slowly, maybe half speed. Now, as I mentioned before, the left hand is emulating the bass guitar on this section. It's quite important. So I'll play through again and highlight the bass part so you can hear what it's doing. And you can compare that to the record. It might not be exactly the same, but you want to do something that emulates it at least. take some time to get the dynamics, the articulation correct, and it's going to make a huge difference to the final product. Always keep in mind, especially with this music, that every part in there is just as important. So as a piano player, you're not just listening to the piano part, you need to listen to the piano, the guitar, the bass, the vocals, anything else that's in there, any brass at all, which there is, to get influenced by all of it, and try to bring out a few nuances of your own, because this is just my arrangement, this is the way I interpret it personally, but you might find that if you listen to the track and you just keep listening out for, you know, which intervals you can hear within the track, you might bring out new things or different things and make your own version. So let's just play once more around that new section, because it is quite tricky. I'll do it quite slowly. Okay, now in the track, so at that point we're just back to the first section. Okay, that covers all of the sections. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and do contact me if there are any questions. Thank you.